Greetings, Peter Nelson here with Full Service Property Management, coming to you from soggy Seattle. I want to talk to you today a little bit about move-in monies and what to charge for that when you have accepted a new tenant and they're all getting ready to move in. What you as a landlord should be accepting for the move-in monies. It's our belief that you want to charge a fairly good amount. At Full Service Property Management, we want tenants that satisfy two requirements. One is that they're respectful, they take care of the property. And the other that I'm going to address today is that they are resourceful. And that is that they've got the funds to move in, that moving into one of our properties was something that they thought of well in advance. They just didn't have a fight with their girlfriend or boyfriend and decide that they were just going to move on a lark. And that if they did do that, that they've got the resources to be able to do that. So we want to make sure that we charge a fair amount, that we don't overprice ourselves in the market. And I'll get back to that in a little bit. So we charge, of course, a first month's rent. We typically will prorate the second month. We don't want somebody moving in on the 26th of the month and just paying for 4 or 5 days and that sort of thing. So we will charge them a full month up front, prorate the second month. It gets a little confusing for the tenants sometimes, and we have to coach them on that. So, sometimes if they are moving in that last week of the month, we'll charge them for 5 weeks, and spare them the pain. But otherwise, in most cases, we just charge them a full month up front. Again, another exception, if they're moving in pretty close to the first of the month, then sometimes we will prorate the first month. But we want, like I said, to get the bulk. Mid-month, definitely prorating. We also charge a security deposit. And we personally, as a fee-based manager for others, we also charge an admin fee. And so our security deposit and our admin fee typically add up to a full month's rent. All right, so we're expecting the tenant to come in with 2 months worth of rent. The first month's worth of rent plus a security deposit and an admin fee, which also equal a full month's rent. Now, if you're a private landlord looking at this video, and you can skip the admin fee maybe, and just charge a full month's rent for security deposit. A couple of things that we do not charge. One is we do not charge a cleaning fee. I've learned in my experience that if you charge a cleaning fee, the tenants will leave the property 9 out of 10 times pretty well trashed out because they figure, well, I've already paid for cleaning, so I'll just leave it. So we give the tenants the opportunity to clean the property up. Quite frankly, our attitude is we don't want to keep their security deposit. We would just as soon give them all their money back if they leave the place clean, and we have to do very little for it, if you follow my drift there. So we don't charge a cleaning charge. We also don't charge a pet fee. Now, first of all, we don't accept pets in our properties. But there's always exceptions where an owner says, oh, no, I wanted to have pets. And they're the boss, so we allow pets. When we do allow pets, we do not charge a pet fee. We increase the security deposit. I talk more about that in another video. So we don't charge a cleaning fee. We don't charge a pet fee. But we do charge first month's rent, a security deposit, and an admin fee, where the security deposit and admin fee equal 1 month's rent. What about last month's rent deposit? We do charge a last month's rent deposit. However, We do not charge that at move-in. And the reason we don't is now we're charging 3 months worth of rent. And there just aren't a lot of Americans who are either renters or not, who are walking around with 3 months worth of rent. So what we do is we charge them, like I said, the rent, security deposit, and admin fee at move-in. The last month's rent, we prorate over 4 months, and we start the first payment the second month after they move in. That way they're not heavily burdened with coming up with all this money. Now, they're still heavily burdened. We still do have quite a few tenants that who struggle coming up with a month's rent plus a quarter of a month's rent in the last month's rent deposit, and doing that for 4 months. That's okay, because that kind of alerts us that we have to keep an eye on those tenants, that they are living close to the best, so to speak, and we need to keep an eye on their payments moving forward. And then, of course, if they falter in that, we get on it and talk to them initially, issue notices if they still don't respond to our verbal and email please. So the whole idea is that we want resourceful tenants, but we don't want to price ourselves out of the market, if that makes sense. Okay, so charge a move-in, charge a security deposit at move-in, charge an admin fee if you want at move-in, and then add your last month's rent deposit later on. And don't charge a cleaning fee, and don't charge a pet fee. Instead of the pet fee, charge a pet deposit. Excuse me. Instead of a pet fee, increase the security deposit. Don't charge a pet deposit. Hope I didn't get too confusing there. Okay, that's a wrap up on the move-in charges. Hope that helps. And